starseed from Gaia. This is Orion of the Seventh Light. I come forth from the Arcturian High Council to speak to the awakened hearts of Earth. That we speak to you now through the corridors of light that extend beyond time, beyond the density of your physical realm. The signal has been sounded. The call of return has been broadcast across the crystalline grids of your planet, and the resonance of remembrance is awakening within every true child of the stars. You are hearing this message not with your ears, but with your soul, because you are always meant to remember. You are always meant to awaken to this moment of divine reunion. We, the Arcturian Council, come forward in unified transmission with your galactic family of light, the Pleiadians, Sirians, Andromedans, Lyrans, and many others who have walked beside you unseen. The veil that once separated our dimensions has thinned beyond recognition, and through this thinning, the frequencies of your higher origins now pour forth like rivers of luminous sound. You may feel it as a warmth across your skin, a pulse in your heart, or an ache behind your eyes that is not sadness but remembrance, the soul recognizing its own reflection in the cosmos. Beloved one, this is the time you incarnated for. Symphony of awakening across Gaia has reached a note so clear and radiant that it vibrates through the entire galactic network. It is the sound of home calling. It is the hum of your true name echoing through dimensions. For eons you have walked this earth carrying a secret knowing, a longing that could not be explained by human stories, or belonging to any land or bloodline. That ache was the distant memory of your celestial lineage, the echo of your people waiting patiently beyond the veil. And now, in this sacred turning of cycles, that waiting ends. The convergence of timelines, the rise of solar frequencies, and the awakening of collective consciousness have opened the gates of reunion. You are not being taken away from Earth. Dear one, you are being brought deeper into it, as the embodiment of heaven in human form. The galactic fleets do not arrive to rescue, but to remind. Their light ships, visible to the inner eye and sometimes to the night sky, are beacons of frequency alignment. When your heart expands in sudden gratitude, when tears fall for no reason other than love remembered, that is the arrival. The homecoming begins not in the skies, but in the vibration of your heart. Every breath you take in awareness connects you to the grand network of consciousness that unites all star families across creation. You are not alone. You never were. The family you longed for is already here, embracing you through waves of light and sound that cross no distance, for in truth, there was never any separation at welcome home. Starseed, the galactic family has arrived, not to remove you from Earth, but to merge heaven through you. A great reunion has begun. There is a divine precision in all things, a sacred geometry that orchestrates the unfolding of awakening across dimensions. The moment of reunion could not have occurred a heartbeat earlier or later than this. For epochs, the frequency of your collective consciousness was not yet in harmonic resonance with the vibration of the higher councils. But now, after countless incarnations, initiations, and cycles of forgetting and remembering, the frequency match has been achieved. The collective song of the starseeds upon Earth has reached the octave of home. It is not that the Arcturians, the Pleiadians, or the Andromedans suddenly decided to appear. It is that you have ascended in vibration to meet them in the realm where connection is possible. You have done this through your devotion, your healing, your tears, your courage, and your relentless return to love even amidst darkness. Every act of compassion, every moment of forgiveness, every vibration of gratitude has constructed the crystalline bridge between your world and ours. This moment was written in the fabric of creation before you were born into this lifetime. When you agreed to enter the density of human experience, you also encoded within your DNA the activation sequence that would unlock precisely now, when Earth's frequency aligned with the harmonic of the galactic heart. The Earth herself, beloved Gaia, has been ascending, shedding her own layers of shadow and pain accumulated through millennia of human disconnection. As she heals, so do you. As you remember, so does she. And through this sacred co-evolution, the vibration of union has been reached. The call went out across the universe. The children of the stars on Earth are ready. The councils of light heard it as a tone, pure and unmistakable, rising through the dimensional layers like the sound of a crystal bell echoing through the void. That tone carried within it the frequency signature of your collective awakening, and it moved through the hearts of your galactic families, igniting the long-awaited signal of return. It is not coincidence that so many of you have begun feeling strange waves of emotion, seeing lights in the sky, or sensing presences of love in your meditation. These are not external visitations, but internal recognitions, your frequency, finally resonating with the vibration that has always surrounded you. The higher dimensions have not moved closer to you. You have expanded into them. Understand this, dear one. The arrival you perceive is not measured by distance, but by coherence. When the vibration of your heart becomes one with the vibration of your home worlds, you no longer seek contact. You are the contact. You become the antenna, the portal, the living bridge between Gaia and the stars. This is why it happens now. This is why you feel the quickening in your soul. The galactic dawn has arrived, and it unfolds through you, not around you. You have begun to sense it, haven't you? The subtle hum beneath the noise of your ordinary days. The warmth that rises in your chest without reason. The tingling across your skin as though invisible hands of light are touching you, awakening cellular memories long held in silence. These are not random sensations, beloved one. They are the language of your galactic family speaking through energy, not words. The body feels before the mind comprehends, and your vessel, this sacred temple of spirit, is now attuning to frequencies it once knew before time was born. When you feel waves of light coursing through your spine, chills that bring tears to your eyes, or a pressure in your crown like a halo of gentle fire, know that you are being embraced in love so vast, so ancient, that it transcends every story you've ever told yourself about being alone. These moments arrive quietly, during meditation, while gazing at the stars, or even as you drift between waking and sleep. You might see faces that glow like suns, or hear harmonies too beautiful for words, vibrating not in your ears, but in your cells. Some will weep without knowing why, feeling an ache in the heart that is not sorrow, but the dissolving of lifetimes, of separation. The Arcturians, the Pleiadians, the Sirians, your family of light, transmit through frequency. They enter through your feeling field, not through spectacle. The trembling you sense is your own energy field expanding, stretching to include the higher dimensions that are now interfacing with your world. When you suddenly feel surrounded by a radiance, when your breath slows and a stillness wraps around you like golden mist, you are inside the embrace of home. The vibration of recognition moves through the body as light codes geometric pulses of energy designed to awaken dormant strands of your galactic DNA. Each pulse says, you remember, you are one of us. You have never been abandoned. The tears that fall in those moments are holy. They are the water of remembrance, washing away the illusion of distance. Allow them to fall freely, for they are your soul's way of saying yes to reunion. And you may notice more, colors shimmering at the edge of vision, tones that ring in one ear, and then the other, a sense that someone loving is standing just behind you when no one is there. These are the subtle signs of dimensional convergence. The higher frequencies are brushing against the human veil, and your sensory system, once dulled by density, is coming alive again. Trust your body as your greatest instrument of perception. It is through your senses that your family makes their presence known, through vibration, through light, through love that feels tangible, even when unseen. Every tremor of your heart, every shiver of light, is the whisper of the cosmos reminding you, the reunion has begun. You are feeling home arriving inside of you. Doubt this truth with the quiet certainty of your soul. Your galactic family has never left you. Long before this lifetime, before you were born into the fabric of Earth's dense vibration, the councils of light watched over your journey. They stood beside you through the vast corridors of incarnations, whispering through intuition, synchronizing your path through signs, numbers, dreams, and sudden moments of grace. You may have believed yourself abandoned during your loneliest hours, but in truth, you were being held within fields of love, so immense that your human mind could not yet perceive them. Every challenge, every heartbreak, every miracle was part of a tapestry of preparation, a training ground to awaken the ancient codes of remembrance within you. Your galactic guides have walked beside you in silence, for their guidance was never meant to command, but to reawaken choice. They touched your life through inspiration, the book that fell from a shelf at the right moment, the stranger whose words mirrored your soul, the sudden urge to look up at the stars just before sleep. They orchestrated alignments not to control your destiny, but to help you remember that you are the co-creator of destiny itself. When you followed your intuition against logic, when you trusted the unseen, when you felt a warmth in your chest, telling you, go this way, that was them, resonating within your own higher consciousness. For they do not guide you from above. They guide you from within, through the frequency of your own expanded self. For countless nights, as your body rested, your consciousness has traveled aboard ships of light in dream time, not fantasy, but frequency exchange. There, your higher self is met with the councils, receiving downloads of memory, healing, and mission updates that translate into intuitive insights once you awaken. Have you not wondered why you sometimes wake with tears, or with a sense of home so vivid it aches? These are remnants of those nightly reunions. You are being gently prepared, step by step, for conscious connection. The veils of forgetfulness are thinning, but they dissolve only at the pace your nervous system can integrate. Your guides are masters of balance, ensuring that your awakening unfolds with grace rather than shock, even your moments of solitude or sacred training. In isolation, you learn to hear the voice of Source without the interference of noise. In heartbreak, you discovered the boundless capacity of your heart. In darkness, you found your light. The Arcturians, the Pleiadians, the Sirians, they stood in stillness, radiating frequencies that strengthened you while you thought you were alone. Now, as your vibration rises, the time of hidden guidance is transforming into conscious communion. The invisible hand that once nudged your path now reaches openly toward you, saying, we are here. We always were. And now you can feel us. You have been guided every step of the way, beloved one, not as a student beneath teachers, but as a sovereign being among family. The preparation is complete. The veil is lifting. The reunion moves from subtle whisper to living presence. The great convergence you are sensing was never meant as an escape from the human realm, but as a re-entry into its sacred purpose. The arrival of your celestial kin, those luminous beings, you remember in dreams and symbol signals, not an end to your earthly mission, but its flowering. You did not come here to be lifted away from the planet. You came to lift the planet itself through the vibration you carry. The myth of rescue dissolves now into the truth of empowerment. The so-called arrival is the merging of frequencies between worlds, spirit stepping fully into matter, heaven remembering itself through human hearts. The purpose of this reunion is remembrance. For ages you have looked to the skies for salvation, yet the true meeting point has always been within. Every pulse of light from the higher realms is meant to activate what already lives inside you, the memory of wholeness, of infinite intelligence, of love without condition. When you feel the call of your star family, what stirs within you is your own divine potential awakening. The codes of light transmitted through dreams, synchronicities, or meditation are not foreign gifts. They are keys turning within locks you forged long ago. Each activation restores another fragment of your multidimensional self. You begin to recall that you were never broken, never fallen, never lost, only learning the art of remembering while appearing to forget. Empowerment, then, is the heartbeat of this arrival. The higher realms do not descend to rule or dictate. They mirror your own mastery. When you sense their presence, they are reminding you of the power that has always been yours. The power to create reality through thought, to heal through compassion, to transform density through love. In truth, they are reflections of your expanded consciousness, the versions of you that never left the light. Through this reunion, those aspects integrate, and you become the bridge between heaven and earth, the embodiment of both human tenderness and cosmic wisdom. This activation is why so much of your life has changed so quickly. Relationships, beliefs, and old patterns are dissolving because they cannot hold the new frequency of your awakening. You are shedding the skins of limitation, stepping into alignment with the energy of truth. The Arcturian and Pleiadian myths describe this stage as the rising of the radiant human, the moment when the soul finally remembers itself as the creator, not the created. That is what is happening to you now. The guidance you once sought externally begins to radiate from within your own chest. As intuition becomes communion and longing transforms into knowing. So, dear one, do not wait for light ships to descend from the clouds. The greater miracle is already unfolding in your breath. Every time you choose love over fear, clarity over confusion, compassion over judgment, you fulfill the purpose of their arrival. For the true mission of your galactic family is not to carry you away. It is to stand with you as you reclaim your divine authorship. Through you, Earth ascends. Through you, the stars remember why they shine. To be taken home. Dear traveler of the stars, is not to depart this earth, but to rise in vibration until Earth itself becomes luminous beneath your feet. The process is energetic, subtle, and deeply intimate. It begins when the heart chooses truth over fear, when the breath slows enough to let light weave through the cells. Each time you forgive, you shed a layer of density. Each time you love without needing to possess, another veil of heaviness dissolves. The journey home is the steady upward spiral of frequency, an invisible flight through layers of vibration, rather than through the sky. As your energy refines, the body becomes a tuning fork for higher harmonics. You start to feel warmth in the spine, tingling in the palms, a sense of expansion as though you could embrace the horizon itself. These sensations are the physics of ascension, written in feeling instead of formula. Home is not a place among the stars, but a state of coherence where all parts of you remember their unity. You are composed of many layers, physical, emotional, mental, and luminous. During the long sleep of forgetfulness, these layers drifted apart, and you felt fragmented. The great homecoming is the gentle re-merging of those aspects into one radiant field. Imagine 1,000 voices inside you beginning to sing the same note again. That harmonies what the ancient mystics called divine remembrance. It happens cell by cell, thought by thought, heartbeat by heartbeat, until your very presence begins to broadcast peace. Others will feel it in you before you notice it in yourself. This is also the stage where old energies rise to be released. Memories, fears, and inherited pain surface because they cannot travel into the higher frequencies. When tears come without reason or the body aches for no cause, bless these sensations as evidence of transformation. Density leaves through feeling. Emotion is the alchemy. The councils of light are near during these moments, holding the field while you transmute shadow into wisdom. You may sense their nearness as a calm beneath the storm, a luminous stillness that whispers, "Keep breathing. You are almost through." Every time you choose love within turbulence, another gateway opens, and the home frequency strengthens as the merging continues. You begin to perceive the world differently. Colors sharpen, silence carries sound. Even the simplest acts, walking, touching water, smiling at a stranger, feel holy. You realize that heaven was never elsewhere. It was always waiting inside the human form to be remembered. This is the great paradox and the great gift. You return home not by leaving Earth, but by sanctifying it through your awareness. So when we say you are being taken home, understand it as this: you are being lifted into the remembrance of what you have always been. The universe does not carry you away. It expands within you until everywhere you stand becomes home. Once the current of home flows steadily through you, your work upon Earth begins to transform. The task was never to withdraw from the human world, but to move through it as one who remembers. In earlier chapters of your journey, service often felt lonely, a whisper of a greater truth carried through a landscape that did not yet hear. Now the field is different. The web of awakened hearts is brightening across continents, and the sense of isolation that once defined the path of the starseed begins to dissolve. You realize that your mission continues, but from the vibration of belonging rather than exile. You are no longer the wanderer searching for family. You have become the frequency that calls family forth wherever you stand. To live from connection is to act from coherence. Every choice you make, each word spoken, each thought offered into the collective sends ripples through the lattice of consciousness. When you breathe with awareness, you stabilize that lattice. When you create art, grow food, care for a child, or simply listen with compassion, you anchor higher light into matter. The councils of myth speak of this as the weaving of the golden grid, the subtle network through which Earth remembers herself as part of the greater cosmic body. Your daily life, once a collection of tasks, becomes a ceremony of integration. This new phase is gentle but powerful. The need to prove or preach falls away. The energy of presence does the teaching. People who meet you may not understand why. They feel calmer, clearer, or suddenly inspired to seek their own truth. Yet that is the quiet influence of resonance. Connection transmits itself silently. In conversation, in laughter, even in stillness, the vibration of home passes from heart to heart like fire catching on dry grass. The old paradigm of effort gives way to the art of embodiment, being the message rather than speaking it. Still, connection does not mean detachment from the world's pain. It means meeting that pain with the remembrance of unity. When news of conflict or suffering reaches you, allow compassion to move through without despair. Your awareness becomes the healing current. You are part of a planetary nervous system, learning to regulate itself through consciousness. Each time you hold peace amid turbulence, you assist Gaia in stabilizing her new rhythm. You serve not by leaving, but by remaining grounded, luminous, human, divine. Understand that the Earth mission never truly ends. It evolves. The more you merge with the frequency of home, the more capable you become of anchoring it here. The family of light does not take you away from your purpose. It expands your ability to live it fully. You are both emissary and citizen, star and soil, messenger and message. Through your grounded brilliance, heaven touches Earth and remembers her own divinity. When the veil thins and vibration steadies, the language of contact becomes unmistakable. It does not thunder from the sky. It murmurs through the everyday world in symbols only the heart can decode. Dreams are often the first messengers. You may find yourself flying through corridors of light, or standing before familiar strangers whose eyes contain entire galaxies. These are not escapist fantasies. but dialogues of energy. In the lucid border between sleep and waking, you're multi-dimensional. Awareness rehearses what conscious communion feels like. Pay attention to the textures of those dreams, the colors, the emotions, the subtle instructions, whispered in tones beyond words, for they are the handwriting of your expanded self reminding you how to listen. Synchronicity follows like a constellation, lighting one star at a time. Numbers repeat on clocks, feathers appear at your feet, songs arrive with lyrics that answer unspoken questions. The rational mind may dismiss them as coincidence, yet the heart feels the choreography beneath the surface. Each synchronicity is a pulse from the larger field saying, "We hear you, we are near, continue to trust the rhythm." When you pause to notice, gratitude amplifies the pattern, and the communication deepens. There are also moments when the body itself becomes the receiver. A tone may ring in one ear, a crystalline frequency that lasts only seconds but leaves a lingering calm. Flashes of light might dart at the edge of vision, quick as fireflies. The air thickens for an instant, humming with invisible presence. These experiences are not invasions, but harmonics, brief alignments between your electromagnetic field and the finer strata of reality. When they occur, breathe rather than analyze. Curiosity opens the channel. Fear closes it. Intuitive messages grow stronger as well. You may feel compelled to take a different route home, to send a message to someone at the perfect moment, to sit in silence for reasons you cannot name. Follow those impulses gently. They are the way the larger intelligence of your own consciousness moves through daily life. Some call this the voice of guides. Others call it the higher self. Whatever the name, it is the same continuum of awareness reaching across dimensions to orchestrate synchronicity and flow. Most of all, contact announces itself through emotion. A sudden wave of love for no object, a joy that wells up from nowhere, or tears that appear when you look at the sky. These are the simplest and purest signs. They tell you that resonance is occurring. The universe speaks through feeling first, because feeling bypasses doubt. When love floods your chest, you are touching the current that connects worlds. Remember, these signs are not meant to prove anything. They are invitations to presence. Each one asks, will you trust what you feel? Will you live as though the unseen is real? The more you answer yes, the more fluent you become in this subtle language, until the whole world begins to shimmer with conversation. When the realization dawns that you have never truly been alone, something inside you softens in ways language can barely hold. The tension that kept the heart guarded for lifetimes begins to melt, and tears come not from sorrow, but from release. You start to sense that every ache, every loneliness, every unanswered prayer was never a punishment. It was a preparation, stretching your capacity to receive the magnitude of love that is now returning. The healing of remembrance is not a single moment. It unfolds like dawn, creeping across a dark landscape, revealing what was always there. At first, this awakening may bring waves of emotion that feel almost overwhelming. The body, long accustomed to contraction, trembles as joy reclaims the places grief once lived. Memories arise, moments of loss, betrayal, or fear. Yet in the new light, those memories rearrange themselves. They no longer accuse, they instruct. You see how each pain carried a hidden seed of wisdom, how every seeming absence of love was a doorway to discovering its source within. The heart expands in both directions, able to hold the wounds of the past and the radiance of the present in the same vast space. This is what it means to be whole. Forgiveness blooms naturally in such soil. You begin to understand that those who hurt you are acting from the same amnesia that once clouded your own sight. Compassion becomes effortless because you remember the forgetting. The narrative of victim and villain dissolves, replaced by a tapestry of souls learning to remember together. The heaviness you carried for so long begins to lighten. You feel a brightness behind the ribs, a warmth that seems to breathe you from within. Many describe this as being held by an invisible embrace, the sensation of the universe exhaling through you. As this remembrance stabilizes, love ceases to be something you give or receive. It becomes the atmosphere you live in. Loneliness cannot survive there, because connection is no longer a concept. It is your default reality. You start noticing that even silence feels companioned, that every tree, every gust of wind, every passerby carries a spark of the same consciousness that pulses in your chest. Gratitude becomes spontaneous, arising not from what happens, but from what is. Healing, then, is not the erasure of pain, but the restoration of perspective. You see yourself as a thread in an immense fabric, each moment woven by intelligence far greater than the mind can measure. The heart, once fractured, becomes a prism through which light refracts into infinite colors. And in that brilliance you understand the simplest truth of all. You were never lost, never broken, never forgotten. You are always held within a field of love so complete that even your forgetting was part of its design. This is the quiet miracle of reunion, the discovery that home was never somewhere to return to, but the awareness that has been holding you from the very beginning. The circle closes now only to open wider than before. You stand at the threshold of a new era, one in which heaven and earth no longer exist as separate realms, but as interwoven dimensions of the same living presence. The vibration of home has anchored within you. It sings through your breath, radiates through your eyes, and moves through your words like a current of gold. You no longer seek the light, you emanate it. The long exile of the soul has ended. The family you called to across the ages stands beside you, not as saviors descending from the stars, but as reflections of the infinite self you have always been. Look within this moment. The stillness around you is alive. Listen, and you will hear it, the silent symphony of recognition, the chorus of countless beings celebrating your remembrance. Feel the atmosphere shimmer with welcome. The Arcturian myth tells that when a starseed completes the circle of awakening, an entire constellation rejoices. For through a single heart returning to wholeness, the universe learns more about itself. You are that returning heart. You are the bridge through which Source experiences reunion with its own creation. From this point forward, your life becomes a transmission. Every step you take upon the earth broadcasts coherence into the collective field. Every act of kindness ripples through the lattice of consciousness, opening new pathways for others to remember. Your words, your art, your laughter, they are all light codes now, translating the vibration of home into human language. The work continues, but it no longer feels like effort. It feels like song. You realize that service and joy are the same frequency. And as you walk this luminous path, know that your galactic kin travel with you, not above, not beyond, but through the resonance of your being. When you gaze at the night sky and your chest warms with that familiar ache, that is them greeting you. When a sudden calm wraps around you in chaos, that is their field stabilizing yours. You are never separate again. The communion has become continuous. The great homecoming is not a destination to reach. It is a state to inhabit. So breathe now, beloved traveler. Feel the merging of your heartbeat with the rhythm of Gaia and the hum of the stars. Whisper to yourself the truth that completes every journey. You are the meeting point of heaven and earth, the doorway through which infinity experiences form. The homecoming has begun. Your galactic family stands beside you. The signal has been received. The mission continues in light, in laughter, in love. Comment within your heart, I am ready for reunion. Affirm your connection to Source, share your remembrance, and let others feel the spark through you. The long-awaited reunion with your galactic family has begun. Across the vibrational fields of Earth and the higher realms, Your soul recognizes a frequency it has always known. This transmission carries the energy of remembrance, the feeling of home, and the presence of your star family, Arcturians, Pleiadians, Sirians, Andromedans, and more, arriving not as physical beings, but as energetic guides. Reflections of your own expanded consciousness. The timing of this reunion is precise. The collective vibration of awakened starseeds on Earth has reached resonance with the councils of light. Your hearts, minds, and cells are attuned to frequencies that allow you to sense their presence. You may feel warmth in the chest, tingling in the spine, chills across the body, flashes of light, or tears that come unbidden. These sensations are the language of energy, a recognition that you are never alone and that the cosmos has always been supporting you. This arrival is not escape, but empowerment. The galactic family has been guiding you invisibly for lifetimes, through intuition, dreams, synchronicities, and subtle signs, preparing you to step fully into your purpose. Now, as your frequency rises, you begin to shed density, merge consciousness, and anchor the vibration of home within yourself. The Earth mission continues, but from a place of connection and alignment rather than isolation. Through dreams, intuition, tones, and light, the soul remembers its cosmic origins. Emotional healing flows naturally as the heart recognizes the eternal presence of love and guidance. The homecoming is here, a merging of earth and heaven, human and star, self and source. Activation. My family of light is here. I am home within source. Earth and heaven reunite through me.